Hey folks, me again. It's the second video. It's like an update video for my Journey Out of Debt series that I just started. Today's the 16th of January 2021. Just wanted to update y'all and, basically log this, I guess you could say, as to, where things are at now. It's been, what has it been, like a week or two, I think. It's been a bit of time before, since I did the last video. So anyways, I got paid yesterday, so I went ahead and set up the payment on my current what I call targeted repayment loan, which is the first federal student loan. Currently there's $2,000 left on the principal, and I already paid off the accrued interest, which I took care of with the PTO payout for my last job after I ended my time there, and then basically transitioning to my new job. So I had a bunch of PTO racked up from about a year and 3 months working there, and I took a chunk of that, paid off the accrued interest on this loan. And once this payment processes, there'll be about $1,000 left, which I'm hoping to take care of by the end of this month, because that's when forbearance ends. Currently, unless it gets extended, but even then, I just want to take care of that and get that out of the way. Had to take care of rent. I will have to be taking care of the car insurance payment for this month, among other costs. So, unfortunately, consider a cost-benefit analysis and decide that I want to have this loan paid off by the end of this month. I will be late by a few days on a separate loan. Fortunately, it's a private student loan, but when I say I'll be late by a few days, it's because I'll be getting paid again next week, but I'll be getting paid again by the end of the week after next, which will be basically the paycheck for this pay cycle of this last week and then next week. But I will be getting that back on track with the next paycheck. I might even be able to throw in the next month's payment, which if I don't get the next month's payment after I get the loan back on track, then it'll just have to be the next paycheck, which under that condition, I'll still be, I'll be on track again. Plus I gotta cover my car loan payment and some other stuff. So, we'll look at how the math works out when I get there, but, it's not a great thing. It definitely would, ding my credit record if I don't get it back on track, within this sort of time slot that, it's not sitting there for, as long as it's not sitting there for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month or more. If I just, take care of it within a few days, hoping that doesn't, do any real damage to my credit record. But my priority really is getting my current loan, first federal student loan, paid off, before the end of the month, because unless, forbearance gets extended, then essentially I'm dealing with, interest returning, and I really don't want to deal with that. I deal with that in the last couple of loans, and it was kind of annoying, because you put in a $900,000 payment. You think, okay, I paid it off, but then because it takes 2 to 3 days to process, interest accrues, and then it turns out that you owe, even if it's only $1 or $2, then it's you gotta be looking out for that, because if you think you paid off your loan and then it gets sent to collections or so, that's a really bad thing to happen. To put it lightly, you can get yourself in some real bad trouble, I guess you could say, if you're not really paying attention to that, and that sort of thing. Series of events starts cascading in that direction. And honestly, I'm more interested in becoming debt free than just getting a great credit score. Obviously, a great credit score would help me in a lot of ways in the future, but right now it's okay, like I said, I started off in a whole ton of debt, and I'm at that point where it's far more important for me just to be debt free, because I suppose I could be avoiding this stuff if I just made minimum payments, but then looking at the amount I owed, which was pretty dang sizable. We're talking 6 figures of debt, not including my car loan, which just kind of increased it by about 20 or 30K. If I just made minimum payments, I'd be talking about being in debt for 20 or 30 years, and it's just know that by the time you get that paid off, you're just making minimum payments. Like, it's kind of like everything's kind of over at that point, and it's really not a good situation to be putting yourself into or keeping yourself in. Obviously, assuming you have the means or a plan for getting out of that. Because I mean, I wouldn't say that life is over, but your best years are behind you at that point. And if you're talking about retirement, I mean, you'd be looking at having to work into your 60s or 70s when you're kind of on the downswing at that point, which is kind of the whole idea why when you're working 30 to 40 years, you're supposed to sort of be putting away some amount. It's supposed to just being stuck in debt. So I know it's not something that a lot of folks can just snap their fingers and get out of. It's definitely a major issue we're all facing, or many of us, a large number of us are facing in this day and age. The problem of being in massive amounts of debt, especially for student loans, and then having to try to somehow plan out a life that is somewhat functional, normal, where we hit all these milestones and whatnot. But also as part of my plan, kind of pivoting from a sort of philosophical point, I've gotten really big on budgeting. I don't have my budget on me right now. It's in my room. I have it pinned to my wall so I can kind of see it every day, and kind of jogs my memory. But I try to keep my costs for necessities outside of rent. I try to keep that down to about $600 per month. Don't really go much to anywhere or do much outside of work. So I'm able to sort of crunch that down to, or size that down to about $600 per month. So like $300 off of each paycheck for necessities, which basically is food, fuel, and then like miscellaneous costs. Like if I have to sort of, I don't know, buy toilet paper or pay for something like let's say my car insurance. So I got to make I got to pay for, like, let's say getting an oil change or so on my car. So I try to cover it with that amount. And given with the state of affairs in the world, I essentially I essentially just sort of focused really on this whole getting out of debt thing. So it's like, since that's so important to me, I look at everything as like secondary or tertiary to it, such that it's like, okay, this cost is gonna get in the way of me getting out of debt. It's gonna make me stuck in this this pit I'm in, or this spot I'm in, for even longer, than it's not worth it. And so I just push that to the side, and I'm like, okay, I'll get to that when I get to that. I'll do that when I can do that, when I can pay for it in cash, And until then, it's all about just paying this debt off. So that's where things stand. I was gonna show my copy of Total Money Maker by Dave Ramsey. I currently can't find it. It's probably in my room somewhere, but I looked around here in the car. I'm gonna go back and look through my room again. Maybe I didn't look thoroughly enough, but anyways, once I get that, and I do apologize for the lighting. I'm in my car right now, and it's close to 6 p.m. But once I get that, maybe in my next video I can show that. I can kind of talk about some points from there, kind of going through the books that I have been reading on finance that have been sort of allowing me to sort of form this mindset, or this understanding of this plan moving forward. But anyways, coming up on 9 minutes, and I will see you folks around next time. I look like a disembodied head floating in like darkness, but that's where things are right now. So thanks for watching, and bye-bye.